you're fortunate to have a player like Cameron Mitchell once in your career, okay? He's a generational talent. But sometimes even his teammates are in awe of him, and they wait for him to be the guy that makes the play. Okay, so there's a little bit different feel because everybody knows that they have to pick up the slack. And I think that we're going to see a much more diverse attack and more guys touching the ball, more guys making plays. And ultimately that makes the locker room a pretty sound place when there's a lot of people getting their opportunities, that have earned their opportunities.
Quincy University's gain may be Jacksonville High School's loss in terms of Cameron Mitchell, but the Crimson's ability to project strength in the run game is not in question. Not with expected new senior feature back Lamarion Williams, but also with some dazzling newcomers as well.
I think we've got some young guys that are really pushing to get on the field early in their career. That, again, we talked about last Friday night. They got to go against live competition, varsity competition. And, so I feel like, maybe our overall numbers in our program aren't where it was 20 years ago, but I feel like our depth and our quality of athletes and quality of bought-in football players is as good as it's ever been. So when you couple that with playing in a great league, it's going to build an enjoyable fall watching these kids develop.
Providing the pound in the Crimson's ground and pound run game is a massive front line that is 4 holdover starters deep, including 4-year starter Aiden Surratt.
You look at your kids up front, they're athletes too. Aiden Surratt, phenomenal wrestler. McCombs, basketball player, shot putter. You're not just big, you're athletic big up front.
We walk the talk about multi-sport athletes here at Jacksonville High School. We've got a great relationship with all the other team sports. We have a ton of baseball, football guys as well. Yeah, we're not big and slow. We can move a little bit, and I think that's what is going to give us a good chance to have a decent offense this year.
Moreover, Mark Grounds feels like last week's Macomb scrimmage litmus test, a preseason Week 0 tweak he himself helped fight for as part of the Coaches Association, positions his crew well for week number 1.
I had a conversation with a lot of coaches that did it. And the old adage used to be the most improvements you see in football is between week 1 and week 2. And that's because you can't simulate competition, live competition. So timing, seeing what kids are going to do when there's some pressure on them because there's somebody else that's not wearing the same color jersey as them across. How are they going to react? Those are all things that we got a complete dress run through that are going to, I think, make us a better team week 1 than what we normally would be if we just had our inter-squad soda scrimmage.
And speaking of openers, it's a small miracle that Jacksonville has one after a late summer snafu wiped out their originally scheduled game with Soldan Academy. Enter here the Pittsfield Saukies.
The last Friday in July, we were told that we weren't going to have a game. So I called Sam Knox immediately, and he said there's 3 teams in the entire state that don't have games week 1. You can take a week 1 forfeit and stay at home, which nobody wants because you only have a finite amount of football games in your career. Or you can call these teams, and one of them happened to be Pittsfield. So I got together with Coach, and we talked about where we were with programs, numbers, sizes, things like that. And he talked to his people, we talked to our people. We got back together the next day and said, you know what, for our kids and our community, let's do this. And it's 30 minutes away. Honestly, some people will talk about size different. We're closer to size to Pittsfield than what we are with Chatham, and we play Chatham in our conference. There's a lot of similarities between our two communities. There's a lot of similarities between the type of programs like band and FFA and cheer that football games center around. So we're giving a lot more than just our football kids opportunities to have those Friday night lights that they deserve.